Pigeons might look like mindless peckers wandering around cities, but don't be fooled, they're full of surprising adaptations. Pigeons are an everyday sight in cities, often treated as little more than mindless scavengers, pecking at crumbs in parks and sidewalks. But don't be fooled by their appearance. These birds are full of unexpected abilities, complex behaviors, and unique adaptations that make them remarkably capable survivors. Pigeons, members of the family Columbidae, are some of the oldest domesticated birds, with a history of human interaction stretching back thousands of years. One of the most distinctive characteristics of pigeons is the head-bobbing movement they make when they walk. At first, it might look like a strange, unnecessary quirk, but this rhythmic thrust and hold motion is actually essential to how pigeons perceive the world. Unlike humans, who rely on two forward-facing eyes for depth perception, pigeons have eyes on the sides of their heads. This gives them a broad field of vision, but it also means they need to compensate to keep their vision steady. Head bobbing achieves exactly this. Here's how it works. As a pigeon walks, it thrusts its head forward, then holds it in place while its body catches up. This hold phase gives the bird a stable view of its surroundings, creating brief pauses that help with depth perception and keep moving objects clear in its vision. Without this motion, pigeons would struggle to maintain a steady visual field, making it harder to spot food or evade predators. Another area where pigeons show off their hidden sophistication is in their courtship rituals. Male pigeons engage in a behavior called bowing and scraping, where they fan their tails, lower their heads, and shuffle toward potential mates. The pair will often engage in beaking or billing, a behavior where the male places his beak inside the female's beak and feeds her. While it may seem unusual, this exchange is a bonding ritual that reinforces the pair's connection. It mimics the feeding behavior parents show to chicks, symbolizing trust and commitment. Pigeons are generally monogamous and form long-term pair bonds, with some pairs staying together for life. This monogamy isn't just sentimental, it has practical benefits. Pigeons who mate for life build a strong partnership, enabling them to share responsibilities when raising their young. Both parents take turns incubating the eggs, and once the chicks hatch, they continue to share duties. This cooperation increases the likelihood of chick survival, as both adults are invested in the success of their brood. If you've ever observed a pigeon nest, you might have noticed it looks rather flimsy. Unlike other birds that build elaborate nests, pigeons are minimalists. They only need a basic platform to keep their eggs secure, a trait that links back to their ancestors, cliff-dwelling rock pigeons, who didn't need elaborate nests. In urban settings, pigeons take advantage of ledges, balconies, and even air conditioning units, using these as modern-day cliffs. Though the nests might look hastily thrown together, they're highly functional for the needs of pigeons. Urban materials like paper, twigs, and even plastic bits often make their way into nests, illustrating pigeons' resourcefulness. Pigeons are one of the few species that can thrive in dense cities, and part of that is thanks to their ability to adapt their nesting habits to the urban environment. After about 18 days, the eggs hatch, and tiny, downy chicks called squabs emerge. Unlike many birds, squabs remain in the nest for weeks and don't fledge until they're nearly adult-sized, which is why it's rare to see young pigeons in the wild. By the time they're ready to leave the nest, squabs are fully feathered and capable of fending for themselves. Pigeons are far from bird-brained. In fact, they're exceptionally intelligent, capable of tasks that demonstrate problem-solving abilities, visual recognition, and even some degree of learning. Pigeons are perhaps best known for their homing ability. This skill isn't just an interesting quirk. It has practical applications that have been used by humans for centuries. For instance, homing pigeons were used to carry messages across vast distances in times of war, relying on their instinctive navigation skills to return to their home lofts with remarkable accuracy. Scientists believe that pigeons navigate using a combination of landmarks, the position of the sun, and an ability to sense Earth's magnetic fields. This magnetic sensitivity is thought to be facilitated by tiny particles of magnetite in their beaks or specialized cells in their eyes, which allow them to see magnetic fields. This sensory ability creates a kind of map in the pigeon's mind, guiding it back to familiar locations, even from hundreds of miles away. Humans have long had a complex relationship with pigeons, viewing them as both valuable allies and urban nuisances. In ancient times, pigeons were revered by civilizations like the Mesopotamians, Egyptians, and Greeks. Their ability to find their way home across vast distances gave them a near mystical reputation. During wartime, pigeons' homing skills proved invaluable for military communication. In World War I and World War II, homing pigeons were used to carry messages across battlefields. Many of these pigeons were celebrated as war heroes, with some even receiving medals for their bravery. One famous pigeon, named Cher Ami, saved nearly 200 soldiers in World War I by delivering a message through heavy enemy fire. In more recent times, however, pigeons have become common sights in urban settings, often seen as nuisances rather than revered animals. Their adaptability to city life means they can be found almost anywhere, from public squares to high-rise buildings. While some people see them as pests, others recognize their intelligence, resilience, and the important ecological role they play in cities by controlling insect populations and cleaning up food waste. Pigeons may be ubiquitous city dwellers, but they're anything but ordinary. Their head bobbing is a sophisticated adaptation to stabilize their vision. Their courtship and pair bonding behaviors reveal a social complexity, and their intelligence and homing abilities demonstrate that they're much more than mindless scavengers. From their vital role in human history to their ability to adapt to the demands of urban environments, pigeons remind us that nature's ingenuity can be found in the most unexpected places.